Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to explain you the hard truth about focusing on yourself and changing yourself. People say all the time, it's just easy to do. The same as with money. Making money, it's just easy if you follow and these steps. But they never tell you what the pain is behind it, what it is like doing it. Because it can be easy if you put in the work, but it doesn't mean that it is challenging. I'm going to explain you with 10 things that I've prepared for you today. What are the consequences you can face from someone who is changing himself for more than 6 months, for more than half a year? I'm changing myself, I'm developing myself. Recently, I bought two new books: The Diary of the CEO and Can Hurt Me. So, even then, after all I'm doing, I still find the time to do this. So let's get into the journey that has started on in September 2024 and what has changed, what are the consequences when you do this. So I hope you can read it. I've done my best, but otherwise I'll just zoom in for you. First one is it's mentally challenging, and there is no really there is no explanation needed for this. The pain you feel every day when you get up, you have a list to do, it just never disappears. It's that I'm using my phone, but maybe I can put it in a screenshot. So you will find it here, the screenshot. But you see, every day I need to make a video, I need to edit them, I need to post it, I need to come up with a video. The video that I'm filming for you today, that you're watching now, cost me more than 4 hours to think about it, to prepare it even for you. That's why it's so mentally challenging, because it consumes so much of your time that you just want to quit. That's why if you stick to it, if you continue to it, it's so mentally challenging, because it's not just a get change quick scheme, it is on the long run. Now, it has to do with the second point, and maybe they can be a bit similar to each other, but they are differently explained. You want to quit every day, every obstacle that you face, every bit of um, momentum against you. You just want to say, I'm done. That's what I had in the first 2 months, especially when I went running. I just, no, I'll do it once a week because I do not like it very much and it's hard, it's painful. That was my mindset. But just I continued, I said to myself, no, I'm going to do this. But the feeling that you want to quit at every obstacle that you face, it's so devastating. It's one of the hardest feelings to ignore and to say, I'm going to do the opposite of what I want. That's why have you want to quit every day. The feeling that you have, you want to quit every day. Even though I'm presenting it with a smile, behind it, most of the times, I'm just doing the work since I love it. Now, what happens when you focus on yourself? You feel lonely. You're not lonely. The term lonely is just a social term. You just more, you just become more aware of what friends you want. You start to cut out people You know, you have maybe 10 friends. So you have, now let's get 15 friends. Out of that, you feel that 3 people, if I can draw even a 3, the 3 people are worth it. So out of the 15, you cut out 12, you get 3 people. And people then say you're lonely, you have no life, and everything. No, that are friends that you value. That's the important difference. And why? That are friends that can get you further, that can get you through the periods. But those other 12 friends, they just say, oh yeah, good job, but eventually they just want to bring you down into the ground, dig your own grave, and destroy yourself. That's why you maybe start feeling lonely, but you're not lonely. It is just that society says you're lonely. But getting someone saying to you, or actually feeling, is a whole different thing. Actually, with depression is no disease. It's not a bacteria that comes into your system. No, it's just society created a term for a state. It's the same with lonely. That's why you feel lonely, but you're not lonely. As long as you have to work and you spend some time with your friends. And the fourth point is learning what is good for you. Learning what helps you in certain situations. If you're sick or if you're down, what helps for you? What, when you do something that gives you a boost that you want to do it, that is what you need to do. That's what you need to discover, and that is something you will discover. Maybe on the first month, maybe after a year. But knowing what brings you joy, what gives you more discipline to continue what you're working on. If it is making me content, great. If it is your study, go for it. That goal that you have in mind, you need something that brings you joy to make sure you want to continue. That is something you learn when you go through this process. Now let's get very quick into the fifth thing, which is knowing what you want. Knowing what you want. Long term, short term. Most of the people that go through this process, changing themselves, giving themselves a task to complete, you look at the big picture. You look at your future, where you want to be. You look 5 to 10 years further. You know what every average 18-year-old does? Average 18-year-old looks no further than 1 to 2 hours. The average 18-year-old just looks that far. Well, you're looking 5 years further. What do I want in 5 years? I want to have a house. So you can start preparing for it. In that way, when you are 5 to 10 years further, you can buy that what you want. That's why you look further. You know what you want, what you value. Now, let's get into the sixth thing, otherwise this video is going to be 40 minutes long. You start looking at the big picture. And why you look further to what you want to achieve, what makes you happy. That's why. You're not looking 1 to 2 hours. Maybe you have some goals in a year. But again, you're looking at the big picture. You're looking at long term. You stretch out your timeline of what you want to achieve. If you achieve it faster, great. Good job. If it takes a little bit more of time, no problem, but you're not putting immense pressure on yourself by the pressure you already have of continuing the thing that you want to achieve. But you're just looking at what you want in the future. And in that way, you have a less risky life because you're preparing for your whole timeline. Now, this is again just society related, but you may start feeling differently than someone. Just like if someone with a handicap, he or she feels different because they have something that is not normal standard by society. But when you go through this process, most 18-year-olds, like my age, they have one goal in life, which is to fuck as many girls as they want, which is to drink as much as they want. And then by the time they're 25, they start thinking, well, let's do something because now I can enjoy life. But if you have a different mindset, you want to achieve something, that you want to grow something, you just ignore the rest. So you say, fine that you're doing it, but I want this. And that way you can feel different. That's what I experience. I'm not a party guy. If you invite me, and I can, I come over. But I'm not a party animal. It's not that every weekend I need to go out, spend 150 euros, and they're just thinking, I had a fun time, but the day after I feel completely destroyed. Now the 8 things already is you're being interpreted as more trustworthy. Why? You're not just something that I spend money here, I spend money. You're conscious with what you have. It's a sign that you went through pain, suffering to get there where you want to be. That's the biggest thing in starting a business, actually. If you approach a client, you're built like this. With me, I have a pretty above average build. They see you went to pain and suffering continuously and still did the work to get the result. That shows so much more than a piece of paper. Why? You did something that most people would not. That's why you're seen as more trustworthy. Now, the 9th thing is what you value in life. Something that just gives you joy as much as possible. Something that makes you happy. If that is driving that BMW, you can afford it. If that is a goal, go for it. If it is getting that college degree, go for it. If it is getting that promotion, dream body, family, house, visiting every country, if that gives you joy and you value the experience, you value the results afterwards and the journey you've been through, and you look at that, it was worth it, then it's something you value. Then it's something you want to put more time in. And the last thing is, I've said it already, but it's a point to mention. Do not care about the hate. Do not read the hate. Just ignore it. They do not know what you're going through. They do not know what you want. They only see a face and they judge it by its cover. That's the only thing they know. They don't know why you do it. They don't know why you want it. That is the part. And you should not care about someone else's opinion because it's your life. Who cares if that one boy or girl hates your thing? Will it destroy your life? No. So do not let hate get in something you want. So that are the 10 points that I personally experienced when I started doing this. These are facts based on experience. You may encounter something different, you may experience something different. That is linked to your journey then. But know that at the end, the result matters. And go for that. So I hope you've learned. I hope this gives you a view on what can happen. And I hope this gives you information that if you want to start this, you're just ahead of the game. So with that, I hope to see you in my next video.